It's definitely a fun question because we get to pontificate about the threat actors and who they're targeting. The reality is it's everybody. It's every industry. It's really about them, like you said, having that persistence in a network and ultimately having a payday. It's pursuing the dollar. We often hear about financial services companies that have a lot of bandwidth or financing backing them to buy the products or the tools to prevent any particular type of threat or attack. The reality is, though, that threat or attack is across all industries. I've worked with small companies that produce PVC piping for plumbing that need threat intelligence or intelligence. I've worked with agricultural companies that might be producing feed for animals, and they need protection because they have a network and they are going digital, and they have an employee base that's dispersed either nationally or globally. And that in of itself is a big attack vector for a threat actor who's ultimately not worried about the brand name or the vertical, but is worried about stealing money ultimately, or hurting or harming others in some shape or form.
Well, and not to get into the kill chain, because if we keep it simple, because not everything is always an attack, because there's a whole reconnaissance piece that happens first. So I think there's a lot more organizations that they're waiting for the attack, or they're trying to protect against the attack, but it starts much earlier. There's the threat actors are actually trying to get inside or into your head or into your social network to be able to do that reconnaissance, to set themselves up. So the game starts a lot sooner than the attack ever did. So I think depending on what they're trying to achieve and what their motivations are, what a threat is by a vertical could be very different. You might say that, investment firms are, they're more prone to maybe attacks than maybe the service providers, which are probably going to be more, prone to the reconnaissance. Because think about it, a threat actor doesn't want to take down a service provider. They want to watch a service provider provide services and then network out into the people they provide services for. So the whole motivation is something very different. So that's why it's such an interesting question, and you could go on all day long about it.
Yeah, no, it's unique. Kirk, I spent a couple of years prior to Record a Future, prior to my time at Tenable, I was at another cyber firm, and we had a special angle on social media and the concept of OSINT and information gathering that's out there. And it's scary how much, the more technically, the more the world becomes more technical, right? More social media, more software is more, you really open yourselves up to. And a lot of times they're new, great products that solve a potential problem or do solve a problem, but they also open you up to avenues of risk or attack that you're not even aware of, that we don't even know about yet. And that's not missed by threat actors. And they are playing the long game, and they are collecting information where they can.
Yeah, it's scary, but again, we got to remember we need to move around this world. So it's about reasonableness. We need to apply that. But again, ask yourself a few good questions before you put yourself out there. What's really going on?